The transport hub on Station Meridian buzzed with the usual chaos of 1,000 species going about their business. Marcus Chun stood at the docking terminal, adjusting the straps on his cargo hauler uniform when he felt the tug on his sleeve. He looked down. A girl stared up at him with 3 luminous amber eyes, her skin a pale violet that shimmered under the station lights. She couldn't have been more than 10 cycles old by human standards, though Marcus had learned long ago that age was relative among the stars. "Please, human, help," she whispered, her voice trembling. "My mom is trapped in the Sky Hunter's lair." Marcus glanced around. No one seemed to notice the desperate child. The crowd simply flowed around them like water around a stone. "Where are your guardians, kid?" Marcus asked, kneeling to her level. "Dead," she said flatly. "Pirates killed them 3 cycles ago. Mom and I have been hiding on this station, but she went to steal food yesterday and never came back. I heard the dock workers talking. They said the Sky Hunter took another one. They said he keeps them in the old mining section, level 47. Marcus knew the name. Everyone in this sector did. The Sky Hunter was a Vral mercenary who had claimed the abandoned levels of Meridian as his personal territory. Station security turned a blind eye because the Vral had connections, credits, and enough firepower to make any intervention costly. "Look, I'm sorry about your situation, but I can't just, please." The girl's 3 eyes welled with tears. "You're human. Everyone says humans are crazy. They say you fight when you should run. They say you never leave anyone behind. Please prove them right." Marcus felt something twist in his chest. He thought about walking away. He thought about his delivery schedule, his quotas, his simple life hauling goods between stations. Then he thought about his own daughter back on Earth, about how he'd want someone to help her if she were alone and afraid on a station millions of miles from home. "What's your name?" he asked. "Tella." "All right, Tella. Stay here in the public area. I'll go check it out." Her face brightened with hope, so pure it hurt to look at. Marcus made his way through the station's maintenance corridors, following the route Tella had described. The deeper he went, the more the gleaming corridors gave way to rust and darkness. Level 47 had been sealed off after the mines dried up, but the seals had long since been broken. The air grew cold and stale. Marcus pulled out his flashlight and the plasma cutter he used for opening stuck cargo containers. It wasn't a weapon, not really, but it would have to do. He found the lair in what used to be a drilling control room. The door hung open, and inside, Marcus could see cages. Dozens of them. Most were empty, but 3 held huddled figures. A massive shape stirred in the shadows. The Vral stepped into the light, easily 8 feet tall, with 4 arms and skin like polished obsidian. His eyes glowed red in the darkness, and his mandibles clicked with what might have been amusement. "A human," the Sky Hunter rumbled. "Come to be added to my collection? Your kind is rare out here. You'll fetch a good price." "I'm here for the girl's mother," Marcus said, surprised by how steady his voice sounded. The Vral laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "The violet female? She's already sold." A collector from the outer reaches paid well for breeding stock. Rage flared in Marcus's chest, hot and bright. "Then I guess I'll have to take her back. You? One unarmed human against me?" The Sky Hunter spread all 4 arms wide. "Your species is known for stupidity, but this exceeds even my expectations." Marcus didn't respond with words. He dove forward, thumbing the plasma cutter to full power. The tool wasn't designed for combat, but it cut through the Vral's lower right arm before the mercenary could react. The Sky Hunter roared and swung with his remaining arms. Marcus rolled, feeling the wind from the blow pass over his head. He came up and slashed again, this time cutting a deep furrow across the alien's torso. "Impossible," the Vral hissed, Backing away? Humans are weak, fragile. You should be dead. Yeah, we hear that a lot, Marcus said, advancing. Right before we win. The fight was brutal and short. The Vral had strength and reach, but Marcus had spent his whole life in high gravity. Every movement cost him less energy than it should. Every blow he landed carried more force than the alien expected. When the Sky Hunter finally fell, mandibles clicking weakly, Marcus stood over him. Breathing hard. You're insane, the Vral whispered. No, Marcus said, moving to the cages. I'm human. There's a difference. He found Tella's mother in the third cage, unconscious but alive. The other two prisoners were barely coherent, victims of whatever sedatives the Sky Hunter used. Marcus freed them all, half carrying, half dragging them back toward the inhabited levels. Station security met him at the border of level 40. They'd gotten an anonymous tip about illegal detention. Marcus suspected Tella had been braver than her size suggested. The reunion between Tella and her mother was something Marcus would remember for the rest of his life. The way the girl's three eyes lit up, the way she threw herself into her mother's arms, the way they both cried in a language Marcus didn't understand, but felt in his bones. Later, after the statements and the paperwork and the endless questions, Marcus sat in a station cafe, nursing a drink and wondering how he'd explain the missed delivery to his supervisor. Tella found him there. She climbed into the seat across from him, her mother standing protectively behind her. They're saying you killed the Sky Hunter, Tella said. They're saying one human did what all of station security was too afraid to do. I just did what needed doing, Marcus replied. Why? Tella's mother asked. Her voice was soft musical. We're nothing to you. Our species has no alliance with yours. You risked everything for strangers. Marcus thought about it. He thought about all the practical reasons he should have walked away. He thought about the danger, the risk, the sheer stupidity of fighting a Vral mercenary with a cargo tool. Because someone had to, he finally said. Because a kid asked me for help, and I couldn't say no. Because maybe that's what being human means. We're not the strongest or the smartest or the longest lived. But when someone's in trouble, when someone needs help, we show up. Even when it's crazy. Especially when it's crazy. Tella smiled, all three eyes crinkling. They were right about humans. You really are insane. Probably, Marcus agreed. But it worked, didn't it? The girl's mother placed a hand on his shoulder, a gesture that seemed to carry weight in her culture. You gave us back our future. Our species believes in life debts. What you did today will be remembered. When you need help, when any human needs help, find the Violet people. We pay our debts. Marcus nodded, uncomfortable with the gratitude, but understanding its importance. He watched them leave, Tella holding her mother's hand, both of them glancing back once to wave. He finished his drink and checked his messages. His supervisor had sent 17 angry notifications about the missed delivery. There would be penalties, maybe even a suspension. Marcus found he didn't care. Somewhere on the station, in the cafes and loading docks and residential quarters, people were already talking. They spoke of the human who walked into the Sky Hunter's lair, armed with nothing but a cargo tool and courage. They spoke of the rescue, the fight, the impossible victory. The story would spread, Marcus knew. It would travel from station to station, growing with each telling. Some species would laugh at human foolishness. Others would take note. The galaxy would remember, one more time, that humans were not to be underestimated, not because they were invincible, but because they refused to walk away when someone needed help. Marcus stood, paid his tab, and headed back to his quarters. Tomorrow he'd deal with the consequences. Tonight he'd sleep knowing he'd done the right thing. That was enough in the grand scheme of the galaxy. One human saving one family didn't seem like much. But to Tella and her mother, it was everything. And sometimes Marcus thought, everything starts with one person deciding that, crazy or not, they're going to try. That was humanity's real strength. Not their technology, or their tactics, or their adaptability. Though all those helped Dot, it was their stubborn, reckless, beautiful refusal to give up on each other, even when the odds said they should.